we have a plan. A plan to increase the security of your home. And actually more your valuables in your home. We're going to create a safe. A new age of safe powered by the latest face detecting technology. Of course, we don't know what we're doing, so it's going to be a real journey between us, but together we will create something beautiful. Let's talk about the design of the safe. So, it's going to have 4 walls. So it's going to look something like this, and the door is going to be coming off, just like so. Okay. First up, there's going to be some shelves in the safe. That's the most important key thing, because obviously you want to be able to store your valuables somewhere, but we also need to put a computer in there because otherwise it's not going to work. So there's going to be the first shelf about there, the second shelf about there. In fact, actually it's going to look just like this, a small version of the safe. So first up, there's obviously going to be a hole in the door for the camera because you can't, you know. I'm not quite sure how the rest of it's going to work. Well, we need to put a computer in there, probably a Raspberry Pi because I can't put an actual computer in there because it's not going to be that big. It's probably going to be about as big as a Raspberry Pi, which is probably maybe this big, or we should call that like 20 centimeters. Right, because the camera is going to be wired to the computer, so the computer is going to sit somewhere like here-ish. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little tab, which I'm going to attach the camera to, like this. And so when the door's shut, it looks through. When it's open, it doesn't, right? The next shelf is going to be empty because it's going to be valuable. This is a valuable shelf. This shelf here is also going to be empty, but this is the non-valuable shelf, which is just for your which is just for your workplace tools, etc. This needs a lock. This is the most indeterminate part of the project because I have no idea how I'm going to lock it. We're going to use a motor, probably like a stepper motor, which we're going to put about here, and on the door we're going to have a little thing that probably like, maybe it's going to be like a little tooth. Let's imagine we're looking at it top down. It's going to look something like this. Something like that. Actually, this kind of looks like a block of cheese. Anyway, we're gonna have to probably do some coding, and also wiring, I suppose, because I mean, this needs to be powered, this computer, so I guess it's gonna be probably a hole in the back about here, but not big enough for someone to stick their finger in and start manipulating the electronics, because that's not what we want for a secure, home, safe environment. Okay, so the hinges, that's a question mark. Okay? Anything else a question mark? Absolutely. How is the wiring going to work in this area? I have no idea. So, the whole design is currently full of flaws. So let's get to work. This is the kind of electronics of what's going to be going on inside the safe. So this is a stepper motor controller, and I'm just going to connect up one of these, which is going to control the locking mechanism. Pretty much what I'm going to do is run a program so when obviously it detects a face, this is going to be attached to the lock, and this is just going to rotate maybe 90 degrees or probably less than that, just enough to come off the lock, and there's going to be like a spring in the door which will be like taut, and then the moment the lock comes up, the door will swing open. The camera is just a kind of Raspberry Pi module camera, so all we need is just the power cable, which we can probably just fit through a tiny little gap in the back of the safe, I imagine, just like a small hole, which won't probably compromise it too much. Obviously it's highly secured. I've got the locking button working. Yeah, so the next thing I'm going to do is actually design the locking like arm, I guess. The main issue is if you look at one of the step motors, if you look at the head of that, it's kind of like a bit of a weird shape. So I'm going to have to measure it and kind of try and draw something in FreeCAD which matches that kind of shape with those dimensions, and then get something about the right size. It would probably be like this long, and print it out. Alright, so I needed to make this exact shape for the end of this motor, and then I printed out a kind of small slab on the 3D printer. As you can see, it fits on perfectly. So the next part has been completed, which is just the design of the safe. So I drew it out first, obviously. Got the kind of got the idea, kind of maybe over here-ish somewhere, a little bit in. The motor's gonna be out here with the lock in the door. It's a little bit of a rough art. I can't say it's exactly right, but I designed it on a FreeCAD. I've just wanted to see how long this will take to 3D print and how much it's gonna use of filament. It's gonna take 30 hours to print, and it's gonna use 124 meters of filament. Alright, so we're 3D printing it now. But yeah, so that's start printing. We've got about 70 more degrees to go before it starts printing. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Well, here we go. We're in it for the long haul. Wow! It's been 22 hours. We're running out of filament, but hopefully we should have enough still. Exciting stuff. You know, when I was trying to go to sleep last night, because my bed's up there, like right above this, I could hear this. I could hear it. I could hear it printing. And honestly, it put me right to sleep. It's 1:37 in the morning. It's finally finished printing after 30 hours and 47 minutes. Let's have a look at it. Feels kind of like a child. It's like giving birth. But yeah, there we go. It looks good. Alright. So we fucked up. The idea was I was gonna have this motor in this position right here, but as you can see, the head of the motor sticks out further than I anticipated. I probably should have measured it, because it basically goes into where I wanted the door to be. Had to come up with a solution, which actually I think might have improved it overall. So I've made this, which is like a little hole. The motor fits in there very nicely. I've kind of glued this to this block. Realistically, most kinds of glue are done. Probably wood glue or any sort of plastic glue, but instead I went and found some unbelievably strong super glue. It never lets you down, this stuff. Honestly, I'm not responsible enough to use super glue. Because I put so much on. I think you have to use a tiny amount, and I put like so much on, and it kind of splurged out a bit, and I got some on my finger, which is as you can see, it's not coming off my finger. It kind of looks a bit disgusting. But it was just glue, but it's yeah, I don't think that's ever gonna come off. So honestly, the sacrifices I'm making for this, the sacrifices I'm making for this safe are unbelievable. The next step was to print out this thing here, so this is what I've done. Little holder for the camera, slide it in like that, and that will stay there. And then also the motor could just sit in there. I'm pretty sure I did that bit. But anyway. Next thing is just the lock and the door, and that's it. The safe's finished. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Just spending my time printing out the door, and the hinges, and the handle, and the locking thing. As you can see, it just kind of opens nicely. I need to just screw the motor in, then we should be ready to go. Hacking the mainframe. Hello. We finished it. Spent some long days coding and wiring, but as you can see, it's completed. The safe is working, which we can test right now if you'd like. So sit down and look directly into the camera. So if I press the button, look into the camera. As you can see, the LED is green and the safe is open. Et voila! And it just locks again. Like that. So and as you can see, it just remains locked. So yeah,
What?
What? Did you do that?
I didn't do anything. What's going on?
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Turn it off now!